Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Chen.
I'm Nimicum.
I'm Ven Chan.
In this class, I'll read all of you a part of Moby-Dick or the Whale.
S.
L.
Moby-Dick or the Whale. Herman Melville. Extract supplied by a sub-librarian Sec 2. They frequently climb up the mast to see whether they can see a whale. For the first discoverer has a ducat for his pains. I was told of a whale taken near Shetland that had above a barrel of herrings in his belly. One of our harpooners told me that he caught once a whale in Spitzbergen that was white all over. A voyage to Greenland. AD 1671. Harriscall. Several whales have come in upon this coast Fife in 1652. 180 feet in length of the whalebone kind came in, which as I was informed, besides a vast quantity of whale, did afford 500 weight of baleen. The Joseph stand for a gate in the garden of Bitfern, is Sybil's Fife, and Kimmeris. Myself have agreed to try with the Iking Master and go this Spermaceti whale, for I could never hear of any of that sort that was killed by any man, such as his farciness and swiftness. Richard Strafford's litter from the Bermudas. Then pounds AD 1668. Whales in the sea god's face of it in Prina. We saw also abundance of large whales, there being more in those southern seas, as I may say, by 100 to 1, than we have to the northward of us. Captain Cully's wage round the globe. AD 1729. And the breath of the whale is frequently attended with such an insupportable smell as to bring on a disorder of the brain. Hello, South America. To 50 chosen sources, special note. We trust the important charge. The petticoat. After we known that, sevenfold fence to frail. Those stuffed with hoops and armed with ribs of whale. Rape of the loch. If we compare land animals in respect to magnitude with those that take up their abode in the deep, we shall find they will appear contemptible in the comparison. The whale is doubtless the largest animal in creation. Goldsmith. That it. If you should write a fable for little fishes, you would make them speak like great whales. Goldsmith to Johnson. In the afternoon we saw what was supposed to be a rock, but it was found to be a dead whale, which some ascetics had killed, and were then towing ashore. They seemed to endeavour to conceal themselves behind the whale, in order to avoid being seen by us. Cook's Voyages. the larger whales. They seldom venture to attack. They stand in so great dread of some of them, that when out at sea they are afraid to mention even their names. And curry dung, limestone, juniper wood, and some other articles of the same nature in their boats, in order to terrify and prevent their too near approach. Uno von Troil's litters on. Banks's and Solinder's voyage to Iceland in 1772. The spermaceti whale found by the Nantuckets is an active, fierce animal, and requires vast address and boldness in the fishermen. Thomas Jefferson's whale memorial to the French minister in 1778. And pray. What in the world is equal to it? Edmund Burke's reference in Parliament to the Nantucket whale fishery. Spain, a great whale stranded on the shores of Europe. Edmund Burke. Somewhere. A 10th branch of the King's ordinary revenue, said to be grounded on the consideration of his guarding and protecting the seas from pirates and robbers, is the right to royal fish, which are whale and sturgeon. And these, when either thrown ashore or caught near the coast, are the property of the King. Blackstone. Into the sport of death the cruise repair. Rodman honouring o'er his head suspends the barbed steel, and every turn attends. Falconer shipwreck. Bright shone the roofs, the domes, the spires, and rackets blue stuff driven to hang their momentary fire around the vault of heaven. Sapphire with water to compare. The ocean serves on high, upspouted by a whale in air, to express unmildewed joy. Copo. On the Queen's visit to London. 10 or 15 gallons of blood are thrown out of the heart at a stroke, with immense velocity. John Hunter's account of the dissection of a whale. A small-sized one. The aorta of a whale is larger in the bore than the main pipe of the waterworks at London Bridge, and the water roaring in its passage through that pipe is inferior in impetus and velocity to the blood gushing from the whale's heart. Apelles Theology. The whale is a mammiferous animal without hind feet, barren covier. In 40 degrees south, we saw spermaceti whales, but did not take any till the 1st of May, the sea being then covered with them. Maconnett's voyage for the purpose of extending the spermaceti whale fishery. In the free element beneath Meseim, floundered and dived, in play, in chase, in battle. Fishes of every colour, form, and kind, which language cannot paint. A mariner, had never seen. From Fred Leviathan. To insect millions peopling every wave. Kellid and shoals immense, like floating islands, led by mysterious instincts through that waste and trackless region, though on every side, assaulted by voracious enemies, with sharks and monsters out in front or jaw, with swords, thud, spiral horns, or hark fangs. Montgomery's wool before the flood. Oh, Peen. Oh, then to the Finny People's King. Not a mightier well than this. In the vast Atlantic is not a fatter fish than he. Flounders round the polar sea. Charleston's triumph of the whale. In the year 1690, some persons were on a high hill observing the whales spatting and sporting with each other, when one observed, Thury pointing to the seas, a green pasture where our children's grandchildren will go for bread. Old Macy's History of Nantucket. I built a cottage for Susan and myself and made a gateway in the form of a Gothic arch by setting up a whale's jaw bones to thorns twice tall tales. She came to bespeak a monument for her first love, who had been killed by a whale in the Pacific Ocean no less than 40 years ago. I bid. No. There. 'Tis a right whale. And said Tom. I saw his sprout. He threw up a pair of as pretty rainbows as a Christian would wish to look at. To be continued.